Hi everyone, welcome to App Beyond channel. Today, I'm going to dive into the most exciting announcement from Apple in WWDC25 that iOS developers need to know. Apple has introduced some incredible updates that will change how we build and interact with our apps, starting with our companion IDE. This year, Apple announced unified version numbers across all their platforms to 26. Xcode is not an exception, since it's now Xcode 26, and it got a huge upgrade. Xcode 26 comes with built-in ChatGPT support, so you can now write code right in Xcode. You can provide your own API key for ChatGPT or other AI like Claude or Gemini, or even use local models. In addition to text prompt, you can also add files to ChatGPT and create UI from reference images or doodles. Another way to use AI is coding tools. You can use Option Command 0 shortcut to generate preview for UI, playground for non-UI, or ask it to fix some issues without any prompt. You can also ask AI to generate doc.c documentation for you. And to maximize AI coding experience, you can use voice control with Xcode 26. Xcode 26 might not be as powerful as Cursor, as it doesn't support MCP yet, and it lacks some feature like AI Edit, AI on Terminal, and it cannot provide deep context like entire folder like in Cursor. But anyway, this is a really great starting point from Apple, and I believe it will improve over time. Move on to the coding part. Foundation Models Framework is the most exciting framework for me this year. It's a framework providing access to on-device LLM on iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and visionOS. It's basically like you get unlimited, cost-free, and offline support AI right in your app. This unlocks many innovative features such as search suggestions, content summarization, auto-tagging, real-time generation, and so much more. And we can get started in just a few lines of code. We create a new LLM session with an instruction, give it a prompt, and wait for the result. The best thing is, we get structured response by specifying generable model. Unlike we work with AI like ChatGPT or Gemini, which we get unstructured response. At best we get JSON response which is error-prone and have to be decoded, so this is so good. Foundation models also provides other cool features, such as stream response, tool calling, and stateful sessions. I'm looking forward to making tutorials on this framework. Next up, Swift language itself also introduces many changes during WWDC25, and I'll highlight improvements on concurrency coming in Swift 6.2. Firstly, in Swift 6.2, the code you write is single-threaded and run on the main actor by default, unless we specify otherwise, like by creating a task or using a new attribute I'm going to show you soon. This is like the Swift compiler writing main actor for us on everything. It's so great because most code we write is actually single-threaded, so we don't have to worry about concurrency until we really need it. And when you really need it, Swift 6.2 introduces concurrent attribute. You can make a function with concurrent attribute to explicitly tell Swift to run that function on background. For now, those behaviors are optional. To apply them, make sure you adopt these build settings in your app, or you can disable these settings to fall back on old behaviors, then gradually migrate to the new concurrency later. Another huge update you may have known by now is Liquid Glass Design. It's a new design language used across all Apple platforms, which Apple claims that it provides a more dynamic and expressive experience. It's really much more than just a classy look. It introduces a new principle to use default components, enhancing toolbars, controls, animations, and app structures. You can automatically adopt Liquid Glass just by recompiling your app in Xcode 26. You may need to make some changes if things don't look right. Another way you can do is manually apply class effects to your custom components to get the classy looks and group animations. Moving on to SwiftUI, it introduces new capabilities and improvements alongside Liquid Design, including rich text support in text editor using attributed string, WebView, and beautiful drawing effect in SF Symbol 7. And the most interesting one for me is the fact that this performance improvement finally comes in this SwiftUI release with the enhancement of lazy stacks. It's the one of the most awaited improvements, and it's a really big deal because poor list performance has been one of the main reasons why many people aren't using SwiftUI in production, at least for the list. But definitely, that doesn't mean UIKit is gone. It gets some love this year, as it also supports Liquid Glass. it gets integration with Swift observation, which is really nice. UIKit automatically tracks any observable you reference, keeping properties and views in sync without manual action like before, and that drastically improves experience working with UIKit. UIKit also provides auto updates like flash updates, which is an animation option that automatically applies pending updates before and after animations without any layout if needed calls. And finally, UI Scene now replaces UI application as a new standard from iOS 26. Any app that haven't adopted the scene lifecycle will not launch. On top of these updates, there are several new APIs that you find useful, especially if you're an indie developer, such as AlarmKit that lets our app actually use alarms instead of using hacky yet inefficient way like notifications, and a new speech-to-text API called SpeechAnalyzer, replacing SF Speech Recognizer from iOS 10. That's highlights for me as a developer. There are a lot of cool features I want to make tutorials on. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please hit like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.